Arlo. Arlo. Hello. Can you come get Arlo? He's eating your pan. Thank you. Oh, Lord above, the joys of cats. The joys of cats. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Oakbridge Q&A. Hello, Timothy. Where's ampersand? All right, let's do this. Put that there. Hopefully that doesn't get messed up. And let's do that. Let's do that. Pull that out. Put that there. Hello, great child. Hello, hello. Move that guy there. Hello, Grisella. Lovely to see you, love. Okay. I think I have myself all sorted. Hello, Gloria. So this is the Oakbridge Weekly Q&A. So this is where you can ask questions about your mediumship, about really anything that you're wondering about. So we're just waiting for people to get in here and get on the live. So wherever you are in the world, you can ask me anything you want to ask me about mediumship, psychic awareness, spirituality, whatever you want to ask me about. I'm here for it. You got to ask. Just ask. I don't know how many of you can actually see my cat who's right there. No, he heard me talking about him. Yeah, they heard you. Yeah, they heard you. Because you're very smart. You know that? You're a smart boy. So, yeah. You can ask me about healing. Ask me about anything. Hello, Miss Alyssa. When does the Foundation 1 class begin? It begins in January. Jesus, he torpedoed right into my lap. In January. Hello, Sandra. January. I don't know exactly the date. I have to go and look and see what that date actually is. But Hudson, are you trying to be talking to everybody? Are you trying to be talking to everybody, you big fatty? I love you, you fat baby. Bro, I'll sell my soul for some hot chicken. Yeah, that sounds amazing. Hello. Is it a bundle that will be available or just Foundations 1 class? You can just take one of the classes. Thank you. Yeah, he's a cutie pie. So, for those of you who don't know, we teach at oakbridgeinstitute.org, and that is where we do all of our development circles, all of our classes. We do our workshops, all of it. So I got Instagram. On Instagram and wasn't used to the view. TikTok's the way to go. Yeah, that happens, Millie. Do you have any book recommendations for developing psychic abilities? You could try for specifically psychic abilities. I would recommend. Well, let me say it this way. My book is geared towards mediumship, but what you learn in that book applies to psychism as well, and really any spiritual work that you're going to do. So if you are interested in developing anything in the realm of mediumship or psychic awareness, I would definitely first recommend my book, Spirit Speaks. Secondly, there is one book that I would probably recommend, which is, hold Hold on, let me go look at the title. I have to come out of TikTok for a second, so give me a second. Where's the book app? Where the hell are my books? Library. Your Psychic Potential, Richard Ireland. There it is. So the psychic book, it would be Your Psychic Potential by Richard Ireland. That's a good one. I've never had a medium reading before. Would we get the name of who is coming through? Names of people come through all the time, but we can't ever guarantee that we're going to be able to get the name of the person who's coming through. So, yeah, I mean, if that's really important to you, the name, then, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily guarantee that that would happen, but I would say they often do come through. It's just every reading's a little bit different, so it's hard for me to like say yes for sure I'll be able to get you the name of the person. Dr. Timothy Gardner says Michael has an incredible book, I think is what you said, or amazing. Let me see. Let me move my thing over so I can read it a little bit. Awesome book was the word. Do I give readings on here? Yeah, I do give readings on here. I give readings on here tonight, actually. Mondays around 6:30. 6:30 or 7, depending on when I get back from CrossFit. So what do I say to people who claim you talk to demons? I would say, well, number one, that's incorrect. But if you want to believe that, that's fine. I would also then say, if demons are creating healing, helping people with their grief and loss, helping people return back to a state of living and feeling connected to God and spirituality, as well as connected to their lives that they felt they lost when their loved one died, I'll take the demons over hell and brimstone and fear of God. So yeah, I'd rather be speaking to demons personally, if that's the results they have. BY Domari by Domari is considering Oakbridge. Yeah, you should. It's probably the best place you can learn mediumship, honestly. Let's see. Hello, Patty. Do you perform past life regression therapy? I do not. No. Miranda, preach. You would say that. Let's see. Do we have anything over here? Hello, Angie. Okay, you're just gonna sit on my hand, Hudson? No, I have no left hand. I have your book, but gotten to that portion yet, and I prefer hearing, watching, instruction, and advice. I haven't gotten to that portion. Which portion, Moonlit Mama? You mean like the learning it part? How are the healing sessions going? The healing sessions are going well. Oh, sitting in the power. Yeah, so with sitting in the power, if you want to get the meditation that you would be using anyway, that's in the book, you can get that on my website, mediummichaelmayo.com, and I would recommend the 30-minute one. Love you. You love your kitty behind you. I know, he's literally perfect. Literally, my cat's the best. So yeah, other questions regarding your mediumship, psychic development, anything like that? Healing, all that stuff. Don says, hi, Michael. I'm still doing well and started viewing videos you recommended. Good job, Don. I'm happy. And I'm glad to hear you're doing better from the 10 out of 10 pain and all of that. So I'm glad to hear you're doing better. Hi, Heather. Your guided meditation for sitting in the power is so helpful. Thank you for making it available. You're so welcome. The audio, yeah. I'm happy you're feeling a bit better. Do you certify mediums in your classes? I only found Lisa Williams that certify. I personally don't. We will certify our mediums, but you'll be tested. out of it, and we haven't gotten to that point yet where we're going to certify them. But in general, I'm not a big believer in certifications, largely just because oftentimes the certifications are just pay to get through, and I don't think that that's going to guarantee that there are good mediums in the outcome. And so, yeah, I don't personally believe in certifying just because you paid the money. So yeah, you'd have to actually demonstrate it. Your guided meditation. So again, for anyone who's wondering, I will be going live later around 6:30 to 7 Pacific to do readings. So whatever platform you're watching me on, I will be on doing that. And yeah, pop on, say hello, come get a reading. So yeah. If you're not following me, do give me a follow so you know when I do go live. My pain is at 4.5, so that is it's in itself amazing. You're my hero. Can't wait to duet with you. Thanks, Dawn. I appreciate that. I'm glad to know that you're feeling better. Asa Journal, you said, what would you say is the key to mediumship? Surrender. Surrender is the key to mediumship. That's what you have to learn to do. Surrender, let go, do less, not try, effort, make it happen. That's all the things that will inhibit your mediumship. So surrender is the key. Which country I'm in? I am in the United States, and I am in California, Southern California. I have an ability I want to develop from you. How, please? So there's a few ways. Number one, you can get my book, Spirit Speaks, and you can learn through there. Alternatively, you can join us at Oakbridge for our Foundations course, which is what I generally recommend to anyone who is beginning brand new, or even have some experience, is to start with Foundations 1, because we teach very differently than any other teachers. And that's what we always hear from students over and over and over, that we teach differently. So I would recommend Foundations 1, which starts in January. So if you're interested in that, go to oakbridgeinstitute.org and you can get on there. So yeah, so that's number one, or number two rather. And then if you want to develop your mediumship sooner than January, you can get into mentoring, private mentoring with me, which you can get the information and rates for that at mediummichaelmayo.com/mentoring. Julia asks, is Spirit Speak suited for beginners only or also intermediate and advanced? It is also suited for intermediate and advanced, yes. I have a whole section of troubleshooting your readings that is definitely geared more towards further development. But like I said, we also teach things that other teachers don't teach. And so it's kind of unique to Oakbridge and to my style of teaching. Can I register to be on the waiting list for Foundations 1 in January? Yes, you can. Email support@oakbridgeinstitute.org and you can get on the wait list there. I think even if you just go to oakbridgeinstitute.org, you can get put on the list too. Dawn says, Michael is amazing. He is the real deal. Thanks, Dawn. Highly recommend him. Thank you. When is my next course? January. Yes, girl, I experienced it, and he is my miracle worker. Thank you. I just came back from a 5-day soul retreat at Wonder Valley Ranch in Sanger. Cool. What was that like? Did you know you had a gift before exploring mediumship, strong tuition or something? I always had a spiritual connection, but no, I didn't know that I could do mediumship before. Moonlit Mama, after January Foundations, when will the next course run? The next course will run in July. So we teach Foundation series twice a year. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, I caught up. There we go. Kennedy's asking, hi, Michael, is there a spot open for private mentorship? There is. Email me at mediummichaelmayo@gmail.com. And let me know which mentoring you're interested in. If you haven't looked at the rates and what the options are, visit mediamichaelmayo.com/mentoring. Awesome, Moonlit Mama. So you'll have to mark that in your calendar to start in July. Yeah, so I do actually have a couple spots available for mentoring, depending on the type, in October. So if anyone's interested in working in mentoring, I think I have like a Wednesday at 3. No, sorry, a Monday at 3. And I think I have one other spot. Hold on, let me look. Oh, I got the hiccups. Oh, Lord, you got the hiccups. Yeah, so Wednesdays at 3. No, I keep saying Wednesdays. It's freaking Mondays at 3 Pacific. And then Wednesdays, that's 1, 2, 3. A Wednesday at either, probably 2 o'clock would be good. Wednesday at 2 Pacific. So yeah, if you're interested in mentoring, I do have some spots. Okay, let's go back here. Go back here. Oh, I screwed up all my screens looking at that. Okay. What, Hudson? You just chilling here. Let's make it so people can see you more. Sorry for all my people on the StreamYard. You can't see my cat, but he's there. You can view all of the rates depending on the type of mentoring you want to do at mediamichaelmayo.com/mentoring. You've been trying to reach me through my email since last year. Are you sure? It was beautiful. No phones, no work, 5 days of healing, total reset, and close to Fresno, California. Cool. Sounds awesome. Hudson, your co-star. Don't tell him that though. Pretty sure he thinks you're the co-star. I absolutely am the co-star to him. He's perfection. I am just a lowly human. Well, send me an email right now and put in the title A Yasser on the subject, and I will make sure I respond to it. I'm notoriously bad at emails, but I eventually get to them, so I'm surprised that it took that long. Well, you guys can just look at me and my cat if you want, or you can ask questions. How's my kitty? My kitty's good. This is not the sick one. The sick one was over there somewhere, but he's totally better. 100% better, which is great news for me and my bank account. Is that matcha you're drinking? No, this is my green smoothie. So this is 1.5 pounds of greens and a little bit of chlorella. No, not chlorella. Spirulina. Some fruit with blueberries and mango and flaxseed. Yes, Janelle, it is the most expensive cat ever. He is a $30,000 cat. No. That bitch better live till like he's 14, 15, 16. No, 21. We're going for 21. He better live. Okay, Melly, go have fun picking up your daughter. I'll see you tonight. Then I attended a platform mediumship with Colby Rebel, my mentor in Santa Clarita. Fun. Look at you doing your fun little journey, Sandra. That sounds great. So, yep. Do you do installment options for one-to-one mentoring? It depends. If you're paying for 4 weeks, no, that has to be upfront. But if you're paying for monthly, yes, it's done in monthly installments. Sorry, I don't think I said that right. If you're doing 12 weeks, it's paid in 3 installments. If you're doing monthly, it's not, or 1-to-1. It's just 1 installment. If you need it to be for 1-to-1 and it's 4 weeks and you need it to be broken up, I'm potentially willing to work with you. But in general, I don't, as a rule, I don't really do that because it's only 4 weeks. But yeah, I mean, I can do if need be. I tend to be a little bit flexible with that kind of thing. Is it astro or mediumship or both readings on here later? It is mediumship, psychic readings, and healings. So on Mondays, it's medium Michael Mayo Monday. And yeah, I do healings, mediumship, or psychic readings. I don't always know which I'm going to do, but yeah. What do you recommend starting foundations or mentoring as a beginner? So if you are wanting to start sooner than January, then you would do mentoring, but you'd have to do the 12-week mentoring. I don't allow people to do, because what I'll do is I'll work through the foundation series with you directly. And I don't let people just do 4 weeks if you're starting off brand new. Because then otherwise I'd have you just do foundations 1. Because if I let you do 4 weeks, you won't even get through foundations 1. And so you'd have to do the 12 weeks to at least get through foundations 1, which 12 weeks will get you through foundations 1 and half of foundations 2. Otherwise, yes, I would wait till foundations in January. So if we are just a piece of our spirit here and we return to the whole when you pass, then when we are connected with spirit, are they just offering up the part of them related to the sitter? Yeah, that's a great way to think of that, Janelle. I would say that's pretty accurate. That's how I would describe it. No problem, Al. Let me know if you are interested because I know I'll be able to fill those spots and if I need to keep one for you. Attending my first online class by Arthur Finley later this month. It's just a single day thing. Cool. That's awesome, Hobby Lantern. Hopefully you have a good teacher because there's a lot of teachers that suck over there. Gonna just be on record saying that. There's a lot that aren't good. So hopefully you got a good one. There's also some really good ones there too, but I'd like to start sooner than later, but I'm still reading your book in the very beginning stages of sitting in the power. Yeah, okay. Do you have the meditation that goes with it, El? Okay, good. Keep using that because that'll help you. Al, if finances are a challenge, then what will probably be best for you is January, starting in January, and then asking for a partial scholarship, and then that way you'll be paying in installments, and you can get a partial scholarship. Because I don't really do scholarships for my mentoring, and then also it'll be more affordable. So if it's financial constraints, then I would definitely recommend doing the foundation series through Oakbridge. Other questions. What's my take on the Omega Institute? I can't really comment just because I have never been there. I've never been there. I've never worked there. I don't have any connection to it. So I can't make any kind of judgment because I haven't experienced it. I've heard some positive things about it. I don't think I've really heard anything negative about it. So yeah, but I don't have an opinion. Not a question, but I plan to get a reading from an advancing student ASAP. Amazing. Yeah, they're great. They're really, really good. I tend to get too excited about energetic sensations I feel during sitting in the power. Advice on staying passive? Yes. Notice, accept, let it go. Notice, accept, let it go. That's all you do the whole time. So when you start feeling a little tingling, you notice it. You go, oh, that's awesome. That's great. That's happening. Because that's happening, I know I can do less. So it's like, because I feel those sensations, it's a reminder to me, let go, do less. So I have an experience, whether it's a picture, a thought, whatever. I notice that I'm having it. I accept it and go, okay, cool, that's happening. And then I relax again. Sometimes it's helpful to go, and what else am I aware of? Right? So kind of take your attention off the things. You're not overly focusing on it. So that's a really helpful thing for sitting in the power. Does it get easier with practice? Yes. So one thing that I always tell my students, is that you should be sitting at least 4 times a week with sitting in the power. At least, that's the bare minimum. You should be sitting at least 4 times a week because it's enough of a repetitive thing that you get used to it so that when those sensations and things start happening, you don't get distracted. You don't get, all confused and whatever. So it's very important for you to make sure that you are, wow, totally lost my train of thought. Wow. Make sure that you're sitting at least 4 times a week. There it is. I found it again. Okay, thank you so much for your advice. Yeah, you're welcome. Other questions about your mediumship development, about anything like that? Where can we find your sitting in the power meditation? On my website, mediummichaelmayo.com. And if you look under resources, I'm pretty sure there's a button that says meditations. What up? Hi, Hudson. What's up? What do you want, baby? Oh, that's so sweet when you do that. Is it because you want lunchies? But you still got 30 minutes, baby. It ain't lunchies. Let me see here. I asked a question, do I have to redo it again or can you scroll back? I didn't see your question. Let me see. I'll try to scroll back and see it. When is your next course? In January? Is that the question? Or is it I have an ability and want to develop how, please? Because I know I've responded to both of those. Let me see if there's another one. What, Hudson? Are those the questions that you asked? Let me see. Thank you. Appreciate it. Can packing? Is it packing happen during the power? It happened at first time for me. Not sure why. Oh, panicking. Yeah, I mean, if you're not familiar with sensations or you have a fear of some sort of the spirit world or of having an experience you're not ready for, that you're afraid that it's going to happen, it can understandably happen that you might start to feel a little bit panicky or something like that. But there's nothing to panic about or to be fearful about. You're never detaching from your body. So just know that, Elle, you're not detaching from your body. You're feeling sensations of expansion. You're feeling sensations, even if you feel like your body is numb or you feel like you're super high up or whatever, you're not actually detaching. The difference is your awareness is just focusing in on your sensitivity of the atmosphere, you're actually still very much connected to yourself. So you're not actually detaching, even if you feel like you're floating up against the ceiling. Your awareness is in a higher part of your energy. That's all. And if your body goes numb, that's just normal. You're going to feel all kinds of weird sensations, but you're not going to leave your body. You're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to detach. So you're safe. You'll be fine. If I ask not to see, as I've had scary, startling experiences when I was a teen, I don't know that I'm up for that, but I know it's possible. Yeah, I mean, it's very unlikely that you're going to have random visual experiences. None of my students experience that kind of thing. Oh, I don't know why you'd be filtered. Yeah, sir. That's weird. I'm seeing all your other questions. Will spirit abide? Yeah, I mean, you won't see scary things randomly happening to you, and if you do, it's your mind. It's not the spirit world. People, I think I'm absolutely crazy when I bring up experiences that I've had. Did you see a lot of pushback from your friends and family? No, actually, I had no pushback from my friends and family because they're all pretty open-minded people. Um, yeah, I know many people do have pushback from their friends and family, but I did not experience that. But I mean, that is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of religious beliefs, cultural beliefs. There's all kinds of things of why people might be concerned or fearful. They have connotations or beliefs about how this is, how it's going. Hi, Maria Padilla. That's a cool name, Maria Padilla. What do you think? What do you do with pushback if you do get it? I'm definitely anticipating that from some of my circle. Um, I like what Janelle said. I just don't tell anyone I wouldn't take advice from. That's a great point. There's no point in sharing it with people who are going to be negative or whatever. But I mean, you have to first really you have to really truly trust and know what you know before I would say you come out of the cabinet, as I like to call it, because otherwise you're going to feel uneasy and unsure. So I would generally wait until you're very developed. So wait a couple of years before I would come out if I felt like danger or threatened or whatever. Oh, sorry, Myra. That was my dyslexia. Sorry about that. Let's see. When I feel vibrations or ringing on my ears, it's a sign of connection to spirit or feeling othered to be honking of me. A feeling of others thinking of me is what I think you meant than honking. So vibration or ringing. Ringing is nothing. Ringing is tinnitus. Can it be that there's some energy thing going on? Yes, but or tinnitus, as I recently learned, it's technically supposed to be called. So yeah, no, I would not associate the ringing to any sort of paranormal sort of awareness. In like 99.9% of the times. Can it happen when you're sort of connecting? Sure, you could start to get something like that, but in general, no, I wouldn't think it's that. I can understand maybe a little vibration, a tingle somewhere around your ears, or maybe even a momentary sound that occurs when you're intentionally connecting. I could see that being a sign of connecting to spirit, but it's like on your way to. It's not actually that you're there in that moment. Can spirits be mean? You see this on TV and I heard it before. No, spirits can't be mean. That's all TV, mean spirits on TV. That's just bullshit. That's literally just drama for the television. Never in my 18 and a half years of working with the spirit world and being in haunted places, etc., have I ever experienced anything negative, scary, mean, anything. It's never been anything but love and neutrality, honestly. Can we connect with our own loved ones through your teaching? Absolutely. Absolutely can learn to connect with your own loved ones. 100%. What is your opinion on the Monroe Institute Gateway program, and do you think it can help mediumship development? Monroe Institute is really about out of body experiences, right? So I don't know what the program is, what the details of the program are, and what it's based off of. I'd have to look a little bit more into that to be able to answer that. But mediumship is its own beast. You can learn all kinds of psychic skills, but unless you learn how to properly link with the spirit world, I don't think that it's something. Can it just kind of byproduct happen if you focus on things like surrender, stillness, quieting yourself, learning to become passive and receptive, and sensing the energy around you? Yeah, it could absolutely begin to happen. But learning how to properly develop your mediumship requires proper mediumship development training, in my opinion. I love hearing you say that you about never experiencing danger or fearful spirits. It has really brought me to the other side of my fear. I'm glad. That makes me happy, Moonlit, because genuinely there's nothing to fear from the spirit world, literally at all. And yeah. Did you see my question this time around? I'm scrolling up. No, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Maybe try this, Yasser. Try replying to one of the other people in the room. So like do at, the at whatever, Sarah or whatever, or L or someone, and reply and put it in the reply what your question is. I connected for the first time yesterday and was only able to link for a minute or so. Yep, that's probably just because your brain started to come in, or you got excited, or yeah, something along those lines. Is it more difficult to develop when you had a lot of trauma and ADHD? Nope. In fact, that's probably why one can develop, is because of their trauma and ADHD. Do you believe in deities, etc.? Not really. Kind of, but not really. Maybe. I don't know. The jury is still out, but not really. Okay, cool. Was worried about that. Yeah, I'm glad that you feel a little bit better about that. That's the hope. Let's see what else we got. I feel it's more energetic than actually entities. Yeah. Oh, dowsing rods. I don't really personally believe in dowsing rods at all. I think if someone's going to learn to use dowsing, they have to really learn to be detached from the outcome. So yeah, I don't really believe in dowsing rods. At least I've never seen anyone use them in any way that I felt was genuine, or at least that couldn't be influenced by the mind. What do you think about EMF devices for spirits to use to communicate? That it depends on the intelligence of that communication. So it's going to vary from moment to moment. Do I think it's possible that they can use EMF related devices to communicate? Yes. In fact, that they can interact with them in response to what you're saying and that sort of thing. I do think that is possible, but I don't believe that it's necessarily always the case. You have to look for intelligence when you're using external instruments like that. Can you talk about the difference between meditation and sitting in the power in terms of practice? Meditation is the broad term to describe sitting in the power, or like that's the umbrella term. Meditation, there's millions of types of different meditations, all kinds of different meditations. So sitting in the power is just a form of meditation. So it's just one of the many ways you can do it. What makes, I guess, that different from things like Zen, meditation, or was it transcendental meditation, or mindfulness, or creative visualization? Those are all meditations, right? So sitting in the power is different in that you are intending to expand and externalize your internal energy, aka your power, out into the atmosphere around you. You're offering the intent to the spirit that this is their time. So you're giving them this time very consciously, saying, I'm handing it over to you. I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to just relax and do less. And then you are saying to the spirit world, develop me. Do what is needed for me right now. for the development of my mediumship, or my spiritual awareness. So that is what I think makes it different. Yeah, I think spirits can absolutely have the ability to use devices to change temperatures, of course. Yeah. So many questions. I have aphantasia. Is that a limitation to clairvoyance? Describe to me what that is, because I don't actually know what. I've heard it before, but I can't remember what it's called or what it's about. Aphantasia. Um, did you start your mediumship with strangers passing by or family? With strangers. So yeah, I didn't have anyone who had passed by that point. And with strangers, I mean people attending a development circle. I didn't like start talking to strangers in the street or anything like that. I worked in a development circle for years before I stepped out. Yeah, you should never approach anyone that didn't ask you for a reading. You should never approach anyone who did not ask you for a reading. That's part of the development. You have to avoid that desire to do that. That's just because the TV mediums do that for TV. That is actually very unethical. It's kind of like going into someone's purse without asking. So yeah, you never have to approach anyone. The spirit's never like, you must talk to this person. It's just not true. We can become aware of presence and spirit, but what we decide to do with that is a different story altogether. So don't worry. You don't have to go up to strangers and get them to go along with it. Do you really believe that anyone can connect with the other side? Absolutely. I know that based off of, I don't know what, 8 years of teaching other people how to do this. Almost 9 years of people learning who thought they could never do this, myself included. And yeah. Elle says, I just wanted to say I'm so glad I found you and Megan. You guys changed my life. Oh, Elle, I'm happy to hear that. Thank you. So I can't visualize for crap. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. My mind's eye is the darkness, and I have memories, and I can dream, but I cannot visualize. That's okay. You don't need to visualize at all. Yeah, you don't have to see ever. You could do a whole reading just based off of feeling. Is it hard to learn? It's going to depend on the person. Some people, they are able to learn relatively quickly because they're probably not over analytical, but people that have an overly analytical brain tend to have a harder time if they can't set it aside. But that's what training is for, is to teach you how to stop doing that and learn to trust your feelings and what you're getting. So yeah, is it possible? Is it hard to learn? It depends on the person, but if with proper training, we kind of make it as easy and seamless as possible. And that's why I always recommend the Foundations 1 series, because we hold your hand step by step and make it very easy to learn. Let's see. What is the difference in types of clairaudience? There's objective clairaudience and subjective clairaudience. So subjective clairaudience is the experience where you hear it within yourself. Objective is where it's a sound that's outside of you. And so that's what I would say as far as the types of clairaudience, how it can be experienced. Was there more to that, Taylor, that you were wondering about? I'm very analytical. That's okay, Robin. It doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means that is how it works. It just means that it might be a little trickier. But the thing is that if you take something like Foundations 1, we literally hold your hand through the whole process to bypass the analytical thinking mind so that you can learn to focus on your feelings rather than trying to figure it out or understand it. Plus, I am a very analytical person, and that is why I think I'm a really good teacher at this, is I've learned how to describe it to help my analytical people have an understanding of why it's working, which then allows them to trust it a little bit more. How do you see your energy when you get information? How does it come through for you? So it comes through through all the different clairs. So through feeling, through hearing, through seeing. That's generally how I experience it. So feeling as the foundation, and then I see things and I'll hear things, and it's kind of happening all at once at times. Sometimes it's one and then the other, sometimes it's a couple at the same time. So it's just an experience of the spirit, just like when you're having any experience. Sometimes you're seeing things and hearing things and feeling things all at once, just like in physical life. Same thing with spirit. You're sort of having an experience of spirit. That's where I get stuck on sitting in the power conceptually. How to do that without visualizing? Um, learn to feel, learn to feel it. So I don't ever, when I'm doing my sitting in the power, I don't visualize. What I do is I just kind of, where can I feel the extension? And then I hold my attention to a certain degree or a certain distance from myself, and then I just relax. And then I hold it to a different distance and I just relax. And I just kind of imagine, without visualizing it, imagine what it would feel like if my energy was here. And I just hold my attention there and I relax until I can feel the thickness filling the space. Yes, I primarily hear it coming from within the center of my head, but in altered states, I hear from the outside. Yeah, it just depends on where. It just depends on who's communicating, what's being communicated. Is it coming from your intuition? Is it coming from a spirit communicator? Those also play a role as well. I'm so fascinated by it all. I'd love to tell you a story of what happened to me years ago. Yeah, that's fine. I have about 9 minutes left here. What makes sense? That makes sense. Thank you. I'll try that. Yeah. So it's about feeling it. I actually don't think that visualizing you're sitting in the powers are actually that helpful, to be honest. It's more so feeling and waiting till you can feel that. No problem, Taylor. Other questions in the 9 minutes we have left? It's funny because almost everything else I've read is so focused on visualizing. I know. This is why I always tell people that are watching me is like, we don't teach like other people. We don't teach you the same thing you're going to read in like 900 different books. Everybody who reads my book literally says this is the best book on mediumship because it gives such a well-rounded, grounded, practical approach to it all, and it's cutting out all the airy fairy crap that really isn't helpful. How old were you when you realized your mediumship? Was it brought on by an event? Yes, I was 18, and I stumbled into a mediumship demonstration that I wasn't planning on going to, and the medium came to me and said, "You're a medium. You need to start developing, and one day you'll be doing what I'm doing." So then I went to my first development circle and got the person's names, dates, specifics, relationship, how they die, when they died, etc. And that was amazing. I was like, I guess that guy was right. So I went back to the next class and I got nothing. Went back to the next class and I got nothing. And next class and I got nothing. So I thought to myself, okay, well, obviously I'm able to do this. I just need to learn how to do that. And that began my 18 and a half year journey into my development. So that's the Reader's Digest version of what happened. Short version: on a highway, 60 miles an hour, raining, car spun 360 across the highway. According to physics, I should have hit the guardrail and been injured. The only thing that would fit between me and the guardrail is a piece of paper. It's all goes against law of physics. That's pretty crazy. Halfway through your book, for some reason I hit a wall and haven't done any developing in months. Okay, that's okay. You don't have to do any developing. I mean, but that might be part of the wall. Is if you're not continuing to work through the times it's not working as well, that is what makes it a wall, that it makes it endure because you're not doing it. So yeah, just go do it. Get on with it, love. What is your take on using frequencies to develop? I don't know what you mean by frequencies to develop. Can you be more specific? The guardrail. I read that. I want to, but I'm not as motivated. Then don't do it, Angela. Don't do it. You don't have to develop. You don't have to do it. Wait till you feel it again and then step back into it. Michael, what do you view about eating meat but blessing it before preparing it? I'm overly sensitive with there's not more to that. No, I don't think 528 hertz or singing bowls are going to develop your mediumship. They might be helpful for calming your mind and making you feel at peace and things like that. But it's not going to do anything for developing your mediumship. The only way you develop your mediumship is by continued, dedicated learning to control your awareness and your mind. Michael, what do you think about eating meat but blessing it before preparing? I'm overly sensitive with consumption of meat. Consumption of meat, not constipation, consumption. Um, yeah, so I mean, do you want to be eating meat, Divine? That's up to you. I personally choose not to because um, I don't like the idea of eating animals really. Um, and I also did it for my health to improve my health, which I've managed to do. Um, and yeah, I think it's kind of up to you. I personally don't think it's worth it to me to eat the animals. On occasion, I'll have a little bit of seafood, like a shrimp or um, like a piece of fish. But even then, I don't really love that. Like I always feel a little bit bad about eating the fish. But I mean, for me, the reason that I went vegan was because I didn't. Well, the first time I tried being vegan was because I didn't like it. I didn't like how we got our meat. It didn't last there. And then the second time was during pandemic, and I got pretty good with it for a while, but then fell off of that. And then finally, I had some health stuff and was able to reverse all of that using a protocol by Dr. Brooke Goldner, which requires um, raw vegan basically, and I was able to do that and reverse my illness. And so yeah, I stopped. So I stopped. Or sorry, so I'm still vegan. Occasionally, on special occasions, I might have a little bit of seafood, but in general, like 99.9% of the time, I don't have any meat or anything like that, any animal products. So I love fish and seafood, but was vegan during the 90s for less than 14 years. Over 13. Amazing. I mean, that's a long time to be vegan, especially in the 90s. Now it's so much easier. I mean, it's not. I mean, do it if you want to, Divine. But if you don't want to, I mean, it's kind of. I personally can't get on board with it. It's difficult for me to feel comfortable with that now at this point, just because these are like living beings and creatures, and it's just difficult for me to do that. And I've always had an issue with it. I just kind of would allow myself to sort of suppress that feeling. And now that I have a way of eating that seems doable and sustainable and seems to be working for me for the most part, though my iron is a little bit low and I've been working to get that a little bit higher by supplementation, I feel good about it. So I at least know that I'm not contributing to the end suffering of other animals and living beings for my well-being, so to speak. Um, and not that I care anyone else does it. Whatever anyone else wants to do, they can do all they want. It's nothing. Other people's lives have nothing to do with mine in that way. I don't know why I feel like I shut my awareness down when I step into spirit circles. Do you have suggestions how to get past that feeling? Yeah, probably you're nervous. You're probably anxious or nervous or feel like you need to perform or provide some sort of something, and then that's what shuts it down. So tension is the source of one's shutting down, and it's likely that you are experiencing tension in some way, Angela. So I would recommend number one, probably getting my book Spirit Speaks because it explains and goes into detail all about that, or taking a foundation series course rather than just going into a spirit circle. So yeah, so you can get proper linking and learning how to set all that aside. Do you have spirits trying to connect with you all the time, or only when you're focused on the energy? I never have spirits trying to connect with me unless I'm intending to work. So yeah. Hey Jennifer, you have so much knowledge. Thank you for sharing. You're so welcome. Yeah, Divine. I mean, people viewed veganism really, really poorly back in the day, and that's very much not the case now. So, yes. So everybody, it's 3 o'clock, so I'm gonna be hopping off here, but I will be on later tonight, around 6:30 ish, 6:30 around there, somewhere around there. So if you want to come back, then I'll be doing readings, healings, and chatting with you guys. So I will see you a little bit later. I hope you enjoyed this live stream, but I'll be back. And please join us so that you can maybe get a reading or something like that. I take it you're on the West Coast. It's 6 o'clock where I am. Yes, I'm on the West Coast. Yep, Pacific. Oh, good night, Divine. It's 1 a.m. Wow. Where are you? You must be in the UK? Something like that. Midnight there. Oh, Finland. Okay. Crazy. Well, enjoy your night, everybody. Your day. I'll see you a little bit later. Gute Nacht, mein Freunden.